Good morning, SC kids. So, where are we? Back at my house. I'm sorry, guys. I know we loved having you there in person, but it was important that we made the safest choice. So, we're gonna be hanging back out at here for the next couple weeks. But I am so excited for today's story. If you remember, last week the Israelites got a king. But was he a good king or a bad king? He was a bad king. So God said that he would give them a new king who we're going to meet today. And can I tell you guys, not only do we meet this new king, but we get to see him do something amazing. Should I tell you guys? Should I tell you? Should I tell him? I'm going to tell you. He defeats a giant in a battle. Isn't that insane? But before we get to our story, as always, we're going to play a game, and this game is a battle against the boys versus the girls. Let's go. All right, we are ready for head-to-head battle number 1, playing some tabletop ping pong. Let me just answer. But this isn't just any tabletop ping pong. This is T-Rex arm tabletop ping pong. Right? T-Rex arms only. Let's go. All right, 0, and we're playing to 3. 0, 0. Oh, and that's a point for the boys. Okay. All right. Just a little rusty to start. All right, let's go. Oh. Okay, how does it count?
A lot of it rusty.
Was that for you?
Let's switch. That was
Okay.
me. You know how scoring works, right?
No. All right.
We all. Oh, that didn't work.
That's more for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, 1 and 2. Oh, look at us go. Okay. Oh. So it is 2-2. All right, let's go. And you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna serve it up hot. Oh, I think I cheated.
And you missed it anyways. Woo!
All right, for our second head-to-head battle, we have a category here. First person who can name it hits the buzzer. If they can do it, they get the point. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
All right, let's go. First category is, I want to get a paper cut here. A food made with cheese.
Pizza.
I was going to say pizza. All
I
right,
just said pizza.
1 point for you. All right, next category. A weird word.
Bluffendorf.
Ah, it's a weird word.
Oh, okay.
Phlegm. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay, cool. 1-1. Something smelly.
Gym socks.
That's fair. Okay. And it's 2-1.
Wally.
Are you done? Alright. So I can't win no matter what, but we'll still play. Alright, last one is a candy that gets stuck in your teeth.
Candy cane.
You're too good at that.
Keep slapping
4-1.
top of my head. Gotta get faster on the buzzer.
For our last head-to-head battle, we've got the balloon stomp to see who can stomp on each other's balloon first.
If
Are you
Arthur
ready?
gets it, then Arthur wins.
If Arthur gets it, Arthur
might
wins.
try.
Also, because these are games we're doing at home that you can also do in yours, we have that added element. Let's pray no one gets their eye popped out. All right, are we ready?
Or their forehead poked out.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And go. You're cheating. Oh, poor guy. Oh, dang it.
Big ol' slam-a-jamma.
And the boys win again.
She won one of them.
Saul was the king of Israel, but he disobeyed God. So God chose a new king for Israel, a better king. God sent Samuel to Bethlehem to visit a man named Jesse. One of Jesse's sons would be Israel's next king. Jesse had 8 sons. Jesse's oldest son was tall and handsome. When Samuel saw him, he thought, this must be the one God chose to be king. But God told Samuel, he's not the one. Do not pay attention to what he looks like. You look at what you can see on the outside, but I see the heart. One by one, Jesse's sons approached Samuel, but God had not chosen them either. Do you have any more sons? Samuel asked. Yes, Jesse said. My youngest son, David, is in the field taking care of the sheep. Jesse sent for David. When David arrived, God told Samuel, he's the one. Samuel anointed David. He poured oil on David's head to show God had chosen him to be the king. The Spirit of the Lord was with David, and Samuel went back home. When the Philistines gathered an army to fight Israel, King Saul got his army ready too. The Philistines had a great warrior named Goliath. Goliath shouted at the Israelites, "Send me your best man and we'll fight one-on-one." But none of the Israelites wanted to fight Goliath. They were afraid of him. One day, Jesse told David to take food to the battlefield. David's brothers were in Israel's army. David saw Goliath and how the Israelites were so afraid. David turned to King Saul and said, "I'll fight him." David had fought off lions and bears. He trusted God to keep him safe. Saul offered his armor to David, but it was too heavy. Instead, David chose 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream and met Goliath armed only with the stones and a slingshot. Goliath made fun of David because he was a young boy. But David said, "You come to fight with a spear and sword, but I come to fight in the name of God. God always wins his battles." David ran toward Goliath. He slung a rock and hit Goliath in the forehead. Goliath fell face down, and David killed him. The Israelites won the battle, and the Philistines ran away. David did not look like a king or a mighty warrior, but God chose him to be king over Israel and gave him victory over Goliath. The Israelites were too weak and afraid to face Goliath. They needed David to fight on their behalf. In a similar way, though Jesus did not look like a warrior or a king, we need him to fight for us. Jesus gives us victory over sin and death.
How crazy was that? Do you guys want to see how big this giant actually was? Ah! He was 9 feet, 9 inches tall. Can you believe that? No wonder the Israelites were terrified. They were so scared of this guy. They ran and they hid. So the Israelites were terrified. Do you see the giant back there? He's huge. How are they going to defeat him? Well, do you guys remember David? David was the guy that God chose to be their king. And David was scared too. But unlike the Israelites, he didn't let that stop him. He chose to be brave because he remembered 3 things about God. He knew that God was with him. He knew that God was for him. And he knew that God had already won his battles. And so, this helped David be brave to go out there and face the giant. David came out to face Goliath the giant and said to him, This is in 1 Samuel. He said, "You have come with me with sword and spear and javelin, but I have come with you in the name of the Lord. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us." David believed that God was with him, that God was for him, and that God had already won. So friends, David was afraid, but he trusted God and chose to be brave and did not let his fear stop him from defeating the giant. So friends, this story is so cool to read about in the Bible. But did you know that it can help us be brave too? Because in the same way that God was with David, for David, and won his battles, we have Jesus who was with us, who is for us, and won the biggest battles of all. He won the battle against sin and death. So, I want to ask you guys, think about something that you're afraid of. It can be anything. Trying something new, maybe meeting new people, maybe afraid of the doctor, afraid of storms, afraid of the dark. Whatever it is, I want you to think about it. Now, what if I told you that the most powerful person in the whole world was with you, and that he loves you and he is for you? And what if I told you that he has already won your biggest battles? How does that change how we think about what we're afraid of? Maybe it doesn't take away the fear completely, that's normal, but it gives us enough to be brave so that fear does not stop us. Friends, this is the power that we have in our friendship with Jesus. That when we're afraid, we can remember what? That God is with us, God is for us, and God has already won our battles. Let's worship.
Always, always, yeah, I know he's always here.
so good to hang out with you guys again. Thanks for hanging with us from my home to your home. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And as always, check your emails so that the games we play, the experiences we do in my home, you can do in your home too. That's how we designed it, so that you could bring these stories to life with your families. So check that out, and we will see you guys next Sunday.